Michael, how are you?
Doing pretty well, Johnny. How are you?
Doing well. Where are you hiding out?
I'm at my office, hanging out in Petaluma.
Oh, right on. Yep. I guess not too far from some of the fires, but far enough to feel safe enough, I guess, at this point, right?
Yeah, Petaluma always seems to be the Sonoma County safe haven, but man, it's too close for comfort.
Yeah, I was just up there playing a little underground baseball tourney with my kids. So nice up there. So last time we talked, as the head of Ski California, you were focused on mountain safety and put out a great mountain safety video. And what are you focused on now?
Well, I'd say since March, when we voluntarily decided we were going to shut things down, along with a lot of other folks, we've really been in plan for the upcoming season mode. It's been like anything I've seen in the industry, unlike anything I've seen. Just the amount of collaboration, people working together, just trying to make sure we have a great season, and that people can come and enjoy themselves. And I mean, from Maine to California, we've been working hard together.
Tell me a little bit about Ski California. I see over your left shoulder there the logo and the 50th anniversary, which was something I didn't realize. You guys have been around for 50 years. Tell me a little bit about the history of Ski California and what the organization does.
Sure. Yeah, December 31st, 1969. That was the beginning of the organization. It's had some different names over the years. It really started as a way of resorts just getting together to talk about the issues that they might have. And it evolved mostly from a government relations slant to get involved with, the regulators and what would happen at mountains and the Forest Service and the roads. And it's evolved to a focus on safety. And I think the simple premise is, we have 32 member resorts. What are the common needs and goals of those resorts? And can we have one entity come together to represent them rather than them all being out on their own? And heck, we want them focusing on that outdoor mountain experience, and we can let the organization worry about the other stuff with government and how people get up to the resorts.
Yeah, and you mentioned it's called Ski California, and you mentioned the resorts, but really a lot of your resorts are on the Nevada side. Of course, Lake Tahoe is half in California, half in Nevada, and then of course you've got resorts all up and down. Tell me how many resorts you guys represent, and how you sort of manage, I guess, those relationships across state lines.
Well, we got 32 total resorts that we represent. There's a few more total in California and Nevada than that. We don't have all of them, although we have most of the ones that you've heard of. And working the state lines thing works really well. I mean, when you're in Tahoe, Mount Rose and Diamond Peak, California might even try to take a little ownership of those because they're so close, being on the other side, just on the other side of the line. And of course, with Heavenly, you get both because it's on both sides. We also have Lee Canyon down in Vegas as one of our members, which is pretty cool. But we help them with their Nevada stuff as well. But most of what happens in the industry for California and Nevada happens in California, and Nevada, really wants to be a partner in that. Through all the stuff we've been dealing with over the last 6 months or so, Nevada's really said, "Hey, California, we're your partner. Let's be involved. Let's make sure we're all doing things the same way." And as far as the relationships go, we have 24 board members from those member resorts. We get together 3 times a year. And it's really an organization, I would say, built on harmony. We don't have too many things that challenge us from an agreement standpoint. And we really are focused on being unified in what we do.
All right. So obviously that's kind of the business end of the organization, but the value that the organization really provides to, say, our customers at Peter Glenn, people looking to come to California to ski, come to Nevada and ski, like what that experience is going to be like you talked about. What do you guys provide for them? Your website is really great. I want to pull it up here really quick, and we can kind of look through it, starting with sort of your ski safety protocol right here. But what's sort of your goal as far as for, I guess, people looking to come ski California and Nevada?
Well, we want to do, for the most part, is be a portal. We have on there, if you look at on our resorts page, you can go direct to all the resorts. We've got a map of where everybody is. And this will take you, you can click on any of the logos, or if you scroll down to the bottom, we've got a full list of all of them. And that'll take you right to all of those resorts pages, because we want all of our members to see what the resorts have to offer. When you've got this many resorts, it's tough to say that they're all, there's some sort of, same thing about them. In fact, the cool thing is that in California, they're so unique. I mean, they're so different across, such a huge landscape. I mean, most other states, the resorts are fairly concentrated. Whereas ours, up and down the state, we've got, different mountain ranges, different experiences, different elevations, different types of snow. I mean, it's pretty cool that we have so much uniqueness across the state. So we just want to give guests some ability to see what they all have to offer. I'd have a lot harder job if I had to take on describing each one of them.
Well, no, but it's really interesting. I bring it up because, and if you look at this page, it's really interesting. Obviously, this is Lake Tahoe right here, and then this is a blow up of just the ski resorts around Lake Tahoe. And obviously, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. I think it's at least 10 ski resorts, and ones that of my home mountain, Squaw Valley, of course, on the West Shore, and then Kirkwood down here. But you also have Heavenly and North Star. And I think I bring those up because most people, when they're researching, skiing in California, they probably find their way to the Icon Pass or the Epic Pass, and they're sort of, shuffled in the direction of one pass or another based on the owners of the resorts. But you really provide kind of a comprehensive overview of all the mountains, whether they're owned by one entity or another, throughout California and Nevada. So I think it's a great place to start if you're looking to come to California to ski. And then beyond that, you guys actually offer a pass, right? A kind of a California-based pass. Is that right?
We do. Since actually the mid-'80s, we have offered the Ski California Gold Pass, which is good at all of our member resorts. There are no blackout dates. You go whenever you want. And honestly, the unique aspect of it really is the shareability of the pass. I mean, you buy a pass, you can go yourself, or you can share it with your family, your friends. If you own a business, you can share it with your employees. It's a pretty awesome perk. So it's a really great pass. And in the last several years, with the increase in technology overall, we've managed to get it where, hey, throw that pass in your pocket and just head up to the lift because you're going right on the chair.
How did you even do this? Don't the big guys, the owners of the Alteras, the Vails, don't they want to squash this, or are they okay with it? I guess it is a little more expensive, so that, but the fact that it's transferable is huge, because like you said, you can't, you give your Icon Pass to someone and they go up, they're going to get arrested. So this is a pretty awesome deal, I would say, actually.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think that a lot of times there's some minor sticker shock initially, but when you start thinking about the fact that if you had 10 friends or a company of 10 people, and you could send someone different every single day to a different resort every single day, you sort of realize there's actually quite a bit of value in it. And our big resorts are totally behind it. We sell a very limited number. There's only 100 available because of
I see. Okay.
of the pass. But it goes back to helping our organization run, and our resorts, Vail Resorts and the Altera Resorts and everybody else, frankly, recognize the value of the organization, and every dollar that comes out of the Gold Pass goes back to supporting the organization. In addition to this year, actually, we took on, for every pass we sell, we donate $50 to the High Fives Foundation as well. And I know it's an organization I believe you are familiar with.
Absolutely. And a really important organization that supports people with traumatic spine injuries and beyond, that mostly happen on the ski hill, started by skiers and has expanded into military as well, but a great organization. That's really cool. I didn't know that. All right. So I guess, trying to stay focused here on people coming to California to ski. Of course, the first thing on their mind, if they're flying in, is, am I going to be safe? What's the story? I'm sure you've been doing a ton of work there. Let's talk a little bit about COVID-19 and what you guys are doing as an organization and what people should know.
Sure. One thing that's started off with all this was the national kind of gathering on this. The National Ski Areas Association is they're not officially affiliated with us, but we work with them on a regular basis. And from day one of the COVID challenges, they've really stepped up as an organization to bring us all together. And then there's a bunch of state and regional associations around the country, just like Ski California, or very similar to Ski California. And we've been on calls, Zooms, since March, talking about, what we need to do as an industry. I think one of the better things that we had going for us as an industry was we had time. There were a lot of industries that had to shut down, close their doors, or just even somewhat, but they were in the midst of it, and they were about to try to bring people back as soon as they could. Whereas we were able to take a little bit more of a long-term view on this and really identify every aspect of our operations at a ski area and what we were going to do. And I think it started from the outdoors, where we said, hey, we're outdoors. That's the best start for this. And we're outdoors in really open space. So we knew we had that going for us. And so we've taken that and then just looked at all the different areas at a resort that we need to account for when it comes to safety, whether it be on lifts, in lift lines, and then to the indoor facilities themselves. And we've been working, I'd say, around the clock in the industry to develop protocols for all of those things.
Now, what do you think if I don't want to pitch you against Colorado or Utah, but what do you, if I'm looking to go on vacation and I'm trying to pick between Colorado and Utah and California, besides the skiing, because I think it's a no-brainer. The skiing's better in California, Tahoe, man, everywhere. But COVID concerns wise, is there a differentiation you think between the states? Is there stuff people will notice, or is it pretty homogenous across the board?
I'd say, given the way we started this whole thing, where we wanted to come back in a unified way, that from a rules and procedures standpoint, you're not going to see too big of a difference. I mean, the NSAA came up with a program called Ski Well, Be Well, and it's something that all of the industry associations across the country have signed on to and endorsed. And so it follows a lot of the same protocols. So that hopefully, I hope that people see the same no matter where they go when it comes to what they're expecting from a COVID-19 safety perspective. But of course, we get feet, not inches here in California. So that's why we're a little bit different than some of the other states.
Yeah, that's true. At least from the snow west. Yeah. That's a side question is, what is your greatest challenge for me, I'm a California skier. So to me, I've lived in Park City and I've lived in other states and Colorado, and I just always keep coming back here because I just like the snow quality. I like the shape of the mountains. It's a feeling, but it is sometimes challenging to convince people to fly over Colorado and Utah if they're coming from the East Coast until they actually come here, and then they never go back. But I'm sure that's a challenge you experience. What do you how do you battle that?
Well, I think if you've ever flown into Denver and had to get somewhere from Western Nebraska, it's a bit of a trek to get to where you're going. Whereas, we've got, you fly right into Reno Tahoe Airport, and you're a half hour with typically no traffic to, everything that Tahoe has to offer. You can fly directly into Mammoth, which is pretty awesome. You hop on a free shuttle right into town. And then you do the same for our Southern California resorts, fly in any number of airports and get up to those really easy. So, it's just California's got a little bit of a different vibe to it. And if you come here, you'll feel that. And hey, I don't fault anybody that skis anywhere. If you've got your favorite spot, go there. I had a friend of mine from college. I'm like, what's your favorite mountain? And he's like, Park City. And I said, where do you live? Like, I live in Park City. And he just liked it because that was his mountain, and
that's right.
That's just kind of how it works with people. So I think we just, in California, we try to throw out that California vibe that exists in various cultures in this state. Whether you be out on the beach or up in the mountains, you just get a different feel for what we have to offer.
Back to sort of the on-mountain experience, been asking all the resorts we're talking to what that's going to be like. What about lift lines? What have you heard? What are you thinking is going to be the lift line situation? Like, how is the maze going to go? What can people expect?
We've been doing some, I think there's been a lot of brainstorming on that, and people have developed some protocols. I mean, the one good thing we generally have that's inherent in a lift line when you're on skis or a snowboard is you already got a little bit of built-in space. So people aren't right on top of each other as if they were in an amusement park or something like that where you're all walking. So you take that with you. And I'll say this too, that one thing we've been really big on in the industry is the requirement of facial coverings. That's going to be a requirement at every resort in the country. It's that simple. We all banded together to agree to that. So when you add that with that inherent distance that exists, and hopefully people being a little self-policing as well. With the mazes, I know that one of the things that resorts are doing are putting in, we're calling them ghost lanes. So, as much as the person in front of you or behind you, you've got that inherent distance. A lot of times all you've got is a little skinny rope line between you and the person next to you. So what you might see is some larger mazes with that ghost lane. It'll be 6 feet across. So that way you've got that guaranteed space. So that's probably mostly what you'll see. And then I think resorts will be really prepared to handle, whatever their protocols are for loading the lifts. If it's going to be, Vail already announced exactly what they're going to do with all of their chairs. And if you've got a 4-pack and you got 2 singles, you can sit them on the ends. And I think the lift attendants will be ready to get that all suited up.
And for the lifts that aren't doing reservation systems, do you think they will, how will you know if all of a sudden they need to do reservation systems? Is that something you can find at Ski California? Or are you guys going to kind of, is that a good spot to check to see, okay, this resort has rezos, this resort doesn't? Is that available on the Ski California website?
We're working on that right now. We are going to do, every year we do a what's new at the resorts and give a nice listing of all the new things you're going to find. Well, this year we're going to shift that into a what to expect. And so that way, when you look at our website, we'll have that on there. And right now I've been working on this matrix for all the resorts and the various questions that somebody might ask, like reservations, are they limiting daily sales of lift tickets? What does it mean for pass holders? all of those questions we're going to try to have in one place so you can go look at that and see what resorts are doing differently.
Yeah, that seems like the spot to do it. I hadn't really thought of it, but in this arena, it seems like your site, your name, what you represent is going to be sort of that spot to find everything for all the California resorts. And if you're coming out to the West, as opposed to trying to pick each, because everyone's got individual issues. And like you said, you can go to your site and you can click on each resort and then click back and kind of stay at least at a home base. All right. I got a serious question for you. Is there going to be any restrictions on tailgating? Because I know that's going to be a, there's going to be a rebirth in tailgating. Where does Ski California stand on tailgating?
I've not heard of any restrictions in that way. I think as long as people are following what they should be following anyway, when it comes to that, I think maybe having a tailgate of 100 people is probably not going to be advised. But there are several resorts that are, some are and some aren't, but some will be encouraging you to use your vehicle as a bit of a home base. It's okay to go back to your vehicle and pop a chair out and have some lunch. If in terms of what we're trying to do as an industry and spread out, that's a great way to do that. I mean, most people leave their car and don't go back till the end of the day. So this is another place to go. So I think you'll see that most resorts are encouraging it.
That makes sense. It makes sense. Most of our guys that are probably watching this are, coming in from out of state. Hopefully they'll be flying in and having a visit. Maybe they're renting cars, maybe they're tailgating, but most importantly, I think they're trying to hit a variety of mountains. What was your kind of like recommended? What do you recommend for them to sort of avoid crowds? I guess like is it better during the week, or are you would you go north to south? Would you start in Tahoe and then move south? I don't know. What's a good Ski California rough road map?
I mean, I would say that the number one thing, if you can do it, is to go midweek. Going midweek, you're typically going to avoid crowds midweek. Just about anywhere you go. California has a big population, and when they're not working on the weekends, a lot of times they head for the mountains. And so, if you can go midweek, you're going to have a great time. I mean, it's that simple, and it really doesn't matter where you go if you go midweek. And if you're going to go weekends, look for some of the resorts that are likely to be a little less crowded. Homewood's a good example of one. I mean, Homewood has, especially if you're visiting California, the views are spectacular, kind of second to none in terms of you feel like you're literally skiing into Lake Tahoe at Homewood. And, the crowds are lower. They're actually going to be capping the number of people that can ski on any one day. So you're likely to have a pretty solid experience there, and they take advanced reservations, and that'll give you an opportunity to know where you're going and have a great day.
That's a good pro tip. Get your gold pass, hit Homewood, hit Squaw, hit Alpine, and just do the whole lake. Sounds fun to me. I'm ready. I'm done with summer. Let's go. Let's do this. Michael, thank you for joining us. Last question is, do you wear your long underwear over your socks or under your socks?
I have to think about that. I wear them over my socks.
All right. Sounds good.
I have a hefty setup. I got knee braces, and it's
oh yeah,
it requires some intricacy.
All right, I'll mark you down for over. We're taking a poll. All right, Michael, have a great winter. For those of you guys at home, check out Ski California. I mean, get the pass if you can. That's the way to go. But a great resource for everything you need to know about Ski California resorts, from Tahoe all the way down to really like San Diego. I mean, there's mountains all the way down, and everything in between. It's a great place to start planning your vacation, and we'll see you out there. Thanks, cool. Michael.
I'll give you guys a code for the passes as well, so all the customers can get themselves $500 off.
Oh, sweet. I didn't know that. Okay, so where are we getting that code? Is that
I'll make sure.
Do you have it right now?
I'll make sure it's available on our little portal on the website for the Snowtober event.
Oh, okay, great. So at the Snowtober event, look for this Key California coupon. All right, we'll hold you to that. We're holding you to that. Okay.
No problem.
Bye, Michael. Thanks.
All right. Take care, Johnny.